Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Nettie here. Today I am going to do a video that was requested. It was a request to see my entire designer handbag collection. And I did a couple of other videos previously on. One was my entire Louis Vuitton handbag collection, and the other one was the accessories. So it kind of was like a part one, part two. And so this will be part three, my entire line of designer bags, other from the Louis Vuitton. And it's a fairly modest collection, I would say. I really didn't have a lot of money growing up, and so didn't really get into designer bags until just recently, late into my 40s. Before then, if I spent $50 or $60 on a bag, I thought that was living large and and really big. And my ultimate dream was to have a Coach bag, because Coach was so expensive and just seemed like totally out of my realm at that time. So you can see from where I started to now where I am. But I do have the very first Coach bag that I bought. So in my designer collection, this is the very first Coach bag, my very first designer bag that I bought. I bought this, and I didn't even buy it. It was a present from my other half. He knew how much I liked designer bags, and I think at the time he spent like $100 on this little bag. And for me, that was like, oh my gosh, and he really didn't think that much of it. But I grew up, very humble, and so to me, this was a lot of money, and I probably used this as much as I could, even though it was a small little bag. But I really cherished this bag, and that's why I think I've kept it. This was purchased when I was about 36 years old, and it was purchased in 1998. So this started me on my path to designer bags. But she's so cute, and I still love her, and I keep her now just for sentimental reasons. The second bag I have, once I started working here in the United States after I moved here, I was able to afford a few more things. I was making a little bit more money, and so I used to go shopping and just kind of look at the stores. And the next bag, it was a Haan bag, and I loved this bag because it was so big and roomy, and it's just a great bag. And I love the big tassels on it. It was a little like rocker chic, and it's a nice drop handle, and it just is a very versatile bag. It carries tons, and it's very, very soft, supple leather. Haan makes really nice leather bags and leather products, and I've purchased a lot of their shoes, as well as I had a few other bags that I sold that were from Haan. So that one I bought like around 2004. I started buying a bit more expensive bags on my own. These are, they start anywhere from $200 and wind their way up. So I think at the time I paid, probably close to like $250 for this bag, and again, I was like, oh my gosh, I've never spent that much money for a bag, and it was just, I love this bag. I rarely ever use it anymore, but I used it so much, and it's starting to wear and show the signs, but she just gets placed now on the cupboard and is stored. Then the next item I bought, or that's in my collection, is a bag that I bought in Mexico City when I went there for my grandmother's 100th birthday. And this is by a Mexican designer, and her name is Dalia Pascal. And it's all handmade, and it's just such a vibrant, beautiful bag. You can see it's pinks and grays and blacks, and it's just a gorgeous little clutch bag. So this is another of the designers in Mexico that she's very well known for this type of floral design. She makes scarves, she makes bags, and several other skirts. They're just beautiful. They're very Mexican. My mother's Mexican, so I'm got a little Latin going in there. You can tell by those hands. But this I got in 2010. The next bag is, I got this Gucci Boston bag. And this bag I bought in November 2012. So now I was starting to get into a little bit of the more designer bag. I wanted something that I could use all the time, could fit everything in, was really versatile. I use this bag probably out of all of my bags. I would say I use this the most, other from my Chanel GST, which has sort of replaced this a little bit, but up until then I use this bag like every day. She's a very soft leather. I have it stuffed right now because I store her with everything stuffed to keep her shape, but very nice. And it has obviously the crossbody, and she's just a great bag, and she's worn really well. I mean, this bag has been through a lot, and there's hardly a wear in it. She has the little feet on her. A lot of people, when I carry her, like mistake her for the Sofa Coppola Louis Vuitton bag. I had one woman ask me, "Oh, do you mind if I, touch it and look at it?" I was like, "No, go ahead. I mean, it's like a bag. Go ahead." But she thought it was the Sofa Coppola, which is like a $6,000 bag, and this one is definitely not. So she's very, very handy, very versatile. Has been well worth her dollars that I paid for it. The next bag I have in my collection, this was bought in July of 2013. In 2013 kind of was a pivotal point for me. I no longer had to pay for college tuition for my sons, and I had all this newfound money, and it's like, oh, now I can actually get a few of those items that I wanted. Until then, I was very careful with how I spent my money. And so 2013, you'll see the rest of most of my bags were purchased in 2013 because I just went way off the charts. But I had always wanted a Chanel. Obviously, everybody wants a Chanel. And so the very first one I bought was a Pre-Loved, and this one is an authentic Chanel, and she is very, very old. She is a classic timepiece and vintage. She was made in the early 80s and such in good shape. She is such in good shape, and she has that heart, that the heavy, heavier metal chain. So, which I like about the classics. She also had, you can see, I'll bring it up, see if I can get it in. The turn lock has the, from the vintage, it has the stamping. It has the stamping in the hardware. And the hardware is real gold plated that they used to have a long time ago. And she has the little back flap here. And this one I bought pre-loved from a reputable dealer. You can see inside she has a Chanel. And she's a single flap, so I just keep her stuffed so that she doesn't go flat. And you can see, and this one was made in France. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. But the leather is so supple, and she was so well cared for. I brought her into Chanel to just have her cleaned and buffed up on the outside. And when they saw this bag, oh my gosh, they raved about her. They were like, oh my gosh, she is such in good shape. All they needed to do is do a light buffing. And if anybody knows, whenever you take a Chanel bag to Chanel, they will only repair it or work on it if it's a real Chanel bag. So, you know, whenever you purchase pre-loved items, you always, you worry and question whether they really truly are real. But so that solidified it for me. They took her in. They gave her a nice cleaning and buffing, and confirmed to me that yes, she is a great, authentic vintage piece. So I was really happy. I mean, I knew when I purchased her, I felt pretty confident that she was real and authentic, but that just kind of like sealed it for me. But I mean, there's a lot of little signs of wear on the top, but I didn't mind it because I got a really good price for her, and she's old now. She's from the early 80s, and I love her. She's a great little bag that I only use on special occasions. So that was my first Chanel, my first foray into Chanel, and I was like, ah. And the next bag I got, also in 2013, and this one was in August 2013. And if you can see, most of the bags that I've gotten are black, because I thought, they'll go with everything. I can always use them. I can always wear them. So I was looking for a little pop of color. I said, I need to have a little bit of diversification in my collection, and I wanted a nice, either a red bag or a blue bag. And I saw this bag, and so I bought it. And this is my Prada Saffiano. There's a little dent in her. Is that just... and she is just a gorgeous, gorgeous bag. She's really quite large. And I almost questioned buying her because I thought, well, for me, I'm fairly short. I wasn't sure if this would be okay. But no, she's great. This bag is wonderful, and it carries everything that I need, and it is a great work bag. So this is my Prada Saffiano, and I just love the color. It's just, I get comments all the time whenever I carry her about the color, and she's great for all weather and all seasons because of her coloring. So the next bag then I got was, I guess, my Chanel GST. And I got her in September in 2013. And I've already done a review on her. So just gonna show you guys. She's already starting to sag a little bit, but she is beautiful. And like I said, I love the sag. I love once a bag gets soft and supple and gets a little worn in, because it just gives them character. I love this bag. I use this bag so much. This was recommended by Trina Leavers. I know that she is a big fan of these bags, and so I give credit to her for buying this bag. And the last one in my collection was my most recent purchase, and I also did a review on this one. I bought this Valentino bag in July of this year, 2014. So this bag is, oh my gosh, she's my little pride and joy. She is a beautiful little bag, just a fun bag. I love the color. Again, I saw this on a blogger. Her name is Wendy, and she has a site called WendysLookBook. She wears this with quite a few items, and you'll always see her. It's kind of like one of her staples in her collection. And when I saw it, I fell in love with it, and I had to have this one. So, and plus I needed a red bag. Everybody needs a red bag in their collection. So this was it, and it's a great crossbody bag. You can see. I mean, she doesn't carry very much, but she's a great little bag for, you know, afternoon brunches, evenings. You can take her anywhere. She's a great bag. So that is my my designer bag collection. Like I said, it's a small collection, but very workable. I use every single bag. Every single bag I have, I alternate. Some I mainly use in the you know, the fall and winter. I classify them as fall and winter bags, and some I classify as mainly spring and summer. So that's how I split them off and then alternate them. But everyone is used except for a couple of my older ones, which I just have for, I guess, just because they mean a lot to me, and they're just for a little memory. It kind of grounds me to tell me where I came from, and where I'm going, who knows. But I do have a few items on my wish list. You know, one of them I'm undecided. I'm loving Valentino. Now I've bought a couple of Valentino items. I love their city bag, the Valentino city bag. And I would like to get a brown bag, because I don't have any brown bags in my collection, except for obviously the Louis Vuittons in the monogram. They are the more browner. But that's the next one on my list, is the Valentino, I think. Also, oh, well, I have to get a monogrammed Speedy 30 that's just the bag that that's the original bag that I ever wanted. So we'll see if I put that on my list. But and then there's a few others that I'm kind of looking at, and they're on the list, but not sure if you know, when and if I'll get them. I've slowed down a little bit because I think, oh, I just have a lot of bags, and you know, I'm not the type of person that likes to just store and look at my bags. I like to use them, and you know, I think that's why you you buy the bags is to use them and to enjoy them. So that's the conclusion of my designer collection. Thank you everybody for watching and supporting my channel. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.